Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wasalam ala rasulillah. Regarding nutmeg, the spice or additive that's used in cooking, sometimes sprinkled on lattes, we get a question, is it halal or haram? Tayyib, what is it? Nutmeg, in Arabic it's called juzat al-tib. What is it? It's something that's been used by people since the ancient Egyptian times. It's been used for some medicinal purposes, also as a spice in cooking and so on. But if you really research it, it is a narcotic. It is designated as a narcotic. You can look up reports that have been done about it causing people to hallucinate and definitely intoxicates people. So in fact, it's a narcotic. Islamically, when we look at an issue, we go back to the Quran, we look at the Sahih Ahadith, and then a verdict comes forward. This is not something that I'm sitting around, I've come up with my own opinion on. I looked this issue up in the classic books of Islamic fiqh. And all of the well-known madahib, including the Hanafi madhab, as Ibn Abidin has discussed this in his Hashia regarding juzat al-tib, nutmeg particularly, he compared it to hashish, that which clearly intoxicates, and considered it to be haram. Amongst the Malikiya, Hattab, not to be confused with Khattab, but Hattab al-Maliki, and Ibn Daqiq al-Eid and others have clearly said this is haram. Amongst the Shawafi', for example, Imam al-Nawawi and Ibn Hajar al-Haythami. Ibn Hajar al-Haythami went into great detail about it and explained its nature and its intoxicating effect and why it's haram. Amongst the Hanabila, Shaykh Islam, Taqiyuddin ibn Taymiyyah, and Zarkashi and others have discussed it and labeled it to be haram. What is the dalil? What is the proof that this is haram? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us, as reported by Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma and recorded in Sahih al-Muslim, that kullu muskarin khamar. وَكُلُّ مُسْكَرٍ haram. Everything that intoxicates is khamr, is under the tiding of khamr, and every intoxicant is haram. Clear hadith. Now, based on this hadith, the ulama of this ummah have said that it's haram. Some people may say, well, we just take a little bit of it and it's not going to intoxicate you. That may be true, but it's still haram. Why? Because of the hadith in the Sunan of Ibn Majah. It's a Sahih hadith where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has told us, مَا أَسْكَرَ كَثِيرُهُ فَقَلِيلُهُ haram. Whatever intoxicates in big amounts, small amounts is haram. So based on that, even if you take a little bit of nutmeg and you sprinkle on your food, even if it's not going to intoxicate you, shari'an, that is haram and it's najis. Because khamr is najis. And Rasulullah told us that every muskir, everything that intoxicates, come under the tidings of khamr. And it's haram to take, because Rasulullah told us that whatever intoxicates in big amounts, it's haram even in small amounts, even if it doesn't intoxicate you. And there is a great hikmah in the sharia behind this. And those things like alcohol, if somebody says, well, if I just put a little bit of alcohol for cooking, it's not going to intoxicate me, and so what? If we open up that door, it opens up a great door of fitna. Because what happens then is, for example, in an Islamic community, somebody has alcohol, you cannot condemn them. Because you can say, oh, I'm just using a little bit for cooking, I'm not drinking it, and so on. And it opens up that temptation. If you have this kind of intoxicant, and this happened, you can look this up in news, people that have the actual nutmeg, other people have gone to their kitchens and used it and intoxicated themselves with it, and many times they've had to be admitted into ER and so on. So the Sharia bans us from all of this. Everything that is intoxicant, that which intoxicates, should not be in your kitchen. Khalas. So nutmeg, juzat al-tib, is haram, using it in big amounts or small amount. The only exception some ulama have given is if it's an ingredient as a part of a mixture and it's a very small amount. In Saudi, for example, they said less than 20% in a mixture that's already mixed. Not that you take it and raw and then make it into a mix. No. But if you get something and it has an ingredient that's a small amount and it's physically impossible for it to intoxicate you in big amounts, then it would not be haram in small amounts. But to use it purely by itself, even in small amounts, is haram. So the best thing, stay away from nutmeg, juzat al-tib. No need to get into this. You don't want to take those chances. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Jazakumullahu khairan.